Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
Alright, this is Dr. Bones Live. We had some technical issues there with the first part of the interview, and I do apologize for that. And we went over just how the band name came about as far as their jamming process goes, writing creativity, and that sort of thing. So I do apologize, and where we left off pretty much is we're getting to the first one of their songs off their EP, their new EP that comes out next Friday. They'll be playing live at Rum Runners here in London, Ontario. So the song's called Cellar Door. Dig this.
So I could see after her life and the pieces fall into place. Behold the picture as it was meant to be seen. Sun rises, the town lands, down the staring with a never see believe. I've seen the fingers pulling strings beyond the curtains, leaving only one awake to truly see. Whispers on the grill, sinking to the skin. Sweat beats up again. One revolution. The receiver is the bridge. Death will drag the
Right on, and we're back. That was Sour Door by Bodhi Jar. So sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second. But briefly, we talked about Mars Volta, and if we can get that part of that audio back, we'll get it back. But we talked about that just before we had technical issues, and Springer decided to give me a hard time. But anyways, point being is, man, your vocals really even though we talked about them, it reminds me of Mars Volta right away. And old school, first 2 albums, so
well, they're definitely a big inspiration.
Francis the Widow and and the Louse in the Crematorium,
yeah.
So so you know what? We'll carry on that. Let's go to your influences. If you got to name 1, 3, whatever's easier for you.
I think it varies pretty big between each member.
We all listen to the same
But,
stuff.
like,
We all listen
there's-
to certain things.
Yeah, some things we come together on obviously are like Chili Peppers, Volta, Incubus.
Zeppelin.
Yeah, Zeppelin.
Yeah, it's up.
Everybody loves Zeppelin.
Oh yeah.
Or like him and
But I come from a big reggae background personally,
Yeah.
and but there's I like a lot of heavy bands too, obviously like Deftones and
Right.
Volta and such. And this guy's all
I love Death Grips.
Yeah.
Which is totally random, but they're one of the craziest bands ever.
Right on.
I love Volta is one of the reasons I got into the kind of drumming that I do now, and yeah, just Mars Volta and Omar.
And our bassist is just all about funk.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
And
What?
you guys love Dave Matthews Band. too.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Dave.
Everybody shares a love in Dave.
Not me, but
No.
that's okay.
To Solius Dave.
But I won't get into that. So
We'll agree to disagree.
yeah, exactly.
But we all really love music, which is probably why we play the kind of music we play. We listen to a lot of different kinds of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genre-wise,
It's just a big melting pot, and then that comes.
it's kind of hard to place our genre, to be honest. Every song's a little bit different.
I think about it every day of my life.
We've got the funk elements, metal elements, hard rock elements, dub elements a little bit. Sometimes I don't know, it mixes the pot a little bit.
Well, you know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing, just because it gives you that much more diversity,
Yeah.
and that's what people want. And it's very few and far between we find bands that are kind of all over the place. Obviously Mars Volta is one of them, and at the drive-in, but sort of thing. But there's not too many of them, and that's the kind of crazy shit that people want to hear nowadays, right? Because it's much more of a challenge to kind of get to that point or be able to hit all those different timings and just keeping pace and beat. It's it blows my mind. It's like they're playing ADD style, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's still cool as hell, and it's nice to hear. So with this EP in general, you said that Sour Door is about a year old or so.
We started writing it in
Yeah.
October, November last year. It's the first song that we wrote that's on the EP.
First song altogether, or
No, just the first song on the EP. We really only had one song prior to that. It was called Sink or Swim.
Yeah. it's
I
just
actually played that on my
when we
show
first
the other
met.
week.
That's an oldie. It's the first song we wrote.
Right on. So with the songs that you guys do you guys I know you guys kind of collaborate for the most songs, but do you guys ever have an idea in mind? Is it kind of do you pull anything from quote unquote real life, or is it just kind of kind of for the moment? No, this sounds good. We're gonna write it.
Well, Cellar Door, believe it or not, was just we all really like the movie Donnie Darko. And their take on time travel and some of the concepts they have. So it's definitely inspired by that movie.
Yeah.
We just kind of went for it. Let's stick ourselves to one universe for a song and see what happens.
Right on. It's sometimes it's kind of cool because everybody's got their own conception of what the song's about, right?
Yeah.
And that's gotta be good for you guys because it gives you kind of a sense of I can't even think of a word to use for this because a sense of not talent is a completely wrong word, but accomplishment.
Yeah.
Accomplishment to the fact that these people can relate to the songs because I've felt like that before. I know something that's happening similar to that. As well as going, man, that song's about me. And because that's exactly what they're thinking about. They're when they were writing that song, they were thinking about you. Some random person, they don't even know, but it's about you. Nailed it, right? So,
Some random dude.
This one's for your exact situation.
well, that's right. So,
Jimmy T.
so I mean,
Wisconsin.
that's one thing that I'm always interested to hear as what people's thoughts are on the songs.
Yeah.
And because sometimes they're really interesting, sometimes they can be boring, but that happens with anything, right?
Oh yeah.
And I remember actually System of a Down being asked about aerials,
Oh yeah.
and pretty much Serge Tankin says, "You know what? It's whatever you want it to be." He goes, "I'm not gonna say any more than that. It's whatever you want it to be." He's like, "No,
Such a good song.
well put." You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I mean, some people they want to be private and they want to be mystery. Like,
Yeah.
well, I don't really want to talk about it because I want it to be mystery, blah blah. Fair enough, but that kind of gets old after a while.
Yeah.
And then there's other people who are completely open to it. Like, you know what? I want to hear what you think. Now, what do you think? What do you think? What happened when you heard this song the first time?
Yeah. Well,
Well,
that's the best thing about music. It's completely open to interpretation.
Yeah,
Well,
Like,
and it's universal, right?
yeah.
So, and you know what? Just continuing on with this sort of thing. You guys, your mix of genres is just—it's like you put it earlier. It's a melting pot, and it just nice to hear, nice to see because music is cyclical. So it goes around and comes back around in a certain fashion. It just depends on how it's done and how it's put together to make it sound right. Because that's the thing is everybody's kind of strive to be that unique band out there. You know, something that somebody's never heard of before, or they just kind of nailed that composition or right on the head. You know, and it's got to be something that you guys, I would think, have like a good time trying to strive for because it's not just an end goal, but it's something fun to do as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We like to challenge ourselves a little bit. Like we don't make things super duper like intense.
like
for us,
yeah,
but
it's not like we try to really be outside of the box. It's just like
It's kind of what comes out.
just
yeah.
whatever comes out and kind of roll with it. But
It definitely comes from a place of emotion more than anything.
Yeah.
It's not about like, oh, we should really like up the tempo here and then try the hardest little lick I know
Right.
sort of deal. It's just like whatever when we're jamming it out, whatever's like screams.
yeah,
Like the right notes to the right place.
Sometimes you don't have a choice of what needs to go down there.
I want you to do a 7/4 timing where I'm doing 3/4.
yeah.
Wait, what? You know?
Like, we're not as good as Rush or King Crimson or something.
Yeah,
So but like
We're
yeah.
not trying to be.
Or Mr. Danny Carey from Tool.
Yeah.
That guy is just like
Unbelievable.
a second. If you ever get a chance to see him live, man,
I would
Yeah.
love to.
like
It was one of the
that,
sickest shows I've ever been to.
like I saw them for Undertow and their Inema tour,
Yeah.
where they were painted half blue and half white, and I just watching him, and your jaw just on the floor. You just can't believe someone's arms can move that fast.
Yeah.